Time now for sports on 104.7 The Cave. Here's Ned Reynolds.
Mike, the intern, Ned Reynolds, back in the studio. It's Monday morning. What a hell of a finish for the French Open, man. Really was.
Magnificent match, and I couldn't get over a particular factor that it just resonated with me for, I don't know why I didn't recognize this before, but you know what? They're all so young. They are just kids. Coco Gauff, who won the women's singles championship, beating Aryna Sabalenka, is only 21 years old, and she just turned 21. 21 years old. Think of the future for this kid. She is a tremendous player, and she's been winning as a pro since she was 16, 17 years old. Now, the guys' match, and you just called it right there, one of the really best matches. Now, the media is saying it's the greatest match in history. That's a little hyperbolic, folks. That's not the case at all. How do you compare it from back in the 20s and 30s and 40s when some of the great players in the game played? But I will tell you that Carlos Alcaraz and Yannick Sinner put on one heck of a show. Over 5 hours, they slugged it away out on the court. Alcaraz is 22. Sinner is 23. And he's the number one tennis player in the world. But Alcaraz wins it, coming from 2 sets down to win 3-2, and the final set in a tiebreaker. These guys are obviously going to be around for many years. It was a tremendous match, back and forth around the world. They just didn't drop over from utter fatigue. Well, they're young, and they're conditioned. And to their advantage, the temperature was only 58 degrees or 60, somewhere around there in that vicinity. So the heat did not sap any of their strength at all. There wasn't a whole lot of heat. It was cool. But the fact of the matter remains, they slugged it out for 5 hours. But you know what they did not show on TV? And it really made this reporter very angry. The coverage was great. They showed all the matches and the slugging and had the figures up on how much the ground strokes were, over 100 miles an hour. Never showed them shaking hands at the end of the match.
Because I didn't see it live.
Walking off, they did.
I didn't see it live, but when I saw a video of it of Carlos like on the ground on his back, exhausted because they just got done doing this thing for several hours, I saw him walk up to the judge and everyone shake everyone's hand after he got up.
The judge, but not them.
Oh, I must have missed it.
At the net, it didn't have it on. They didn't have it on. When they walked in the net and shook hands, I really wanted to see how they behaved with each other because they're great stars, but didn't show it. Showed them walking off, shaking hands with the judge, but not shaking hands themselves. I thought somebody blew this and needs to be chastised. But be that as it may, it was great tennis.
Blame the robots. All right, Razorbacks on to the College Baseball World Series. Let's go.
Indeed, they're a very good baseball team. The Bears beat them this year, 14-13 down in Fayetteville. Didn't play the second game because it was rained out here in town, but Arkansas is very good. So is Tennessee. And Arkansas beat them in straight games. Yesterday was 11-4, decisive victory for the Razorbacks. They may go into the College World Series as the top-seeded team now that Vanderbilt's out of there. We'll see what happens. There are 7 teams of the 8 who are already going to Omaha. The 8th one, the one super regional that has not been decided yet is in Durham, North Carolina, where the 2 teams are tied at a game apiece and play tonight. And who are those 2 teams? Duke University and Murray State from the Missouri Valley Conference, who beat Duke 18-2 the other day to force this tie. Murray State's pretty good, folks. Should they be an Elite 8 team? I think they should. We'll find out what happens.
And last but not least, a little bit of racing going on up in Michigan at the International Speedway. He got the checkered flag.
The old 44-year-old Denny Hamlin. He raced across the finish line quite a bit, I think 5 seconds ahead of Chris Buescher. And it was a win for Hamlin. And this is about his 3rd win at the Michigan Speedway in Brooklyn, Michigan. It's a great speedway. Did not have a full house for the whole race itself, which was the Firekeepers 400. But a win for Denny Hamlin and a big win.
Cardinals were again at home over this past weekend against hell of a team and looked pretty damn good against them.
Took 2 out of 3 from them, going for the sweep yesterday, and to complete that sweep, the Cardinals called up Mike McGreevy from the minor leagues to do the pitching, and McGreevy's been pitching very well, but he did allow 4 runs on 8 hits, 5 strikeouts, and took the loss as the Dodgers, and you knew the Dodgers had to come out of this. At one point over the weekend, this is hard to believe, they had 19 hits over the 2 games and 1 run. Now, wait a minute. How in the world does that happen? Well, that's a slump. When you don't score and you have runners on base, that's a big slump. Well, the Dodgers are entirely too good a team not to continue with this, and they pulled out of their slump 7-3, beat the Cardinals yesterday. Now, tonight, the Cardinals host the Toronto Blue Jays. The Dodgers are out of the way until the Cardinals have to go to Los Angeles to play them, but that'll be later on.
And the Royals were in the south side of Chicago, and they didn't look too great against a really not good team.
The White Sox beat them 2 out of 3, but just like the Cardinals, the Royals won yesterday 7-5 over the White Sox. Jonathan India, who is the leadoff hitter on the team, but really has struggled quite a bit, did go 3 for 5 with a couple of RBIs. Bobby Witt Jr. had a couple of RBIs. And Jack Caglione, he's the big star who the minor leagues and, well, player of the year last year at University of Florida. Caglione finally warmed up, went 4 for 4 against the White Sox pitching, and indeed the Royals get the win 7-5. One little bit of a down note on there. Drury University's Trevor Richards got into the ballgame, and he got handled by the White Sox pretty good. But, hey, Kansas City holds on and gets the victory.
And finally, the Springfield Cardinals were in Frisco before they head home this week. How'd the end of that game go?
Frisco went into that series with one of the best records in the Texas League, and the Springfield Cardinals have owned them down there in Frisco and done very well, inclusive of last night. A 9-2 win. Now get this, folks. 9-2 in a 10-inning game. That means that Springfield scored 7 runs in the top of the 10th inning and gets the win. That's very good. Springfield over the Frisco Rough Riders, and now the Springbirds return home, face the Tulsa Drillers coming up starting tomorrow night.
And we've got the state baseball championships here in Southwest Missouri. How'd our teams do?
Well, in my opinion, it's a very, very nice, excellent showing. One state champion, Miller, 2 runners-up, or silver medalists, if you will, Fairgrove and Logan Rogersville, and 2 fourth-place finishes, Wheatland and Marshfield. That's pretty good. And in the NBA World Championships, it was the Oklahoma City Thunder 123, Indiana Pacers 107. That series tied at a game apiece.
Ned, you have a wonderful Monday, and I will see you tomorrow.